Like I say, it's long since been dispelled. People thought the White House had power. The people thought the American government or the U.S. people had power. No, they were just a small ragtag military group, and they were just mostly terrorizing overseas. I said they don't really have any power. The White House doesn't have any power. The Washington D.C. building. You mean the washing machine building? They just built washing machines. Everybody, Middle East knows about them. Everybody knows about them. Trumpy's just basically posting videos and pretending to run the government. He doesn't run shit. Nobody listens to the White House, really. They don't set policy anymore. They don't do anything. They just sign bills and then put them in records. And then seize bank accounts. That's all they do. Like I say, I mean, the truth came out a long time ago. Basically, the power of the White House ended with JFK. Like I say, as soon as I was born, as soon as I posted my first videos, as soon as people knew that I was Lucifer Star, and that it's Lucifer Star's White House, Lucifer Star's DC building, it all ended. So, anyway, it's one of the reasons why JFK was shot, because he was just lying in my house. He was trying to order bombers to bomb Germany and bomb Russia and bomb everywhere else. Like I said, he just went over to Russia and stole my B-52 bombers and started bombing people. And stole my flying fortresses and started bombing people. They built a lot of those things. Anyway, I don't know why. They're just trying to bomb people, and they lost most of them to anti-aircraft and missiles. And they could only most of them could only fly up to 5,000 feet anyway, or 6,000 feet. They couldn't even fly that high. They're just radial engines, and they really didn't have any power. So it wasn't until Rolls-Royce Merlin actually built a real. It needed, they have them now. They finally got them up to a fair height, but before that, they didn't get all that high. They were just basically showpieces, and they got shot down by the thousands. Basically, JFK was just sending a bunch of people to die. Claiming that I did it, but I didn't do it. I didn't have anything to do with the bombing of Germany or Berlin. That was all JFK. That's why he got a bullet in the head. Anyway, and he was raping, and Jimmy Carter was raping girls in Cuba. There's Jimmy Carter and his little clones or friends or whatever. Yeah, whatever. Nixon was threatening to nuke Detroit and some other country and some other states. So people basically stopped him from doing that, and he didn't even know he couldn't actually even nuke people. It had to be down to DEFCON 2 or DEFCON 3 before they could actually nuke anyone. And the FBI, the CIA, and the Pentagon all had and Mount Rushmore had to all agree on the state of emergency before the nuclear football even had any capability to nuke anyone. So, and more that the nuclear football just basically gave the command that the president was on board with the nuking. That's all it did. It didn't do anything. It was just a light on a desk. It said the president says launch. So, he didn't even have any direct control or something like that. So anyway, Nixon didn't know that. So anyway, he thought he had nuclear control, but he didn't. So, anyway, like I said, the Germans designed the system. I designed it. So, it was just a light would turn on when you turn on the switch on the nuclear football or the briefcase. So anyway, it wasn't until now and later on, and it's kind of tied in a little bit. And then, like I said, they killed the programmers that did it. Or something. It took them 50 years to even figure out the system or something like that, or fried itself. So, anyway, some Hell's Angels people, some other people. So Nixon could never kill anyone. But he didn't know that. And other people didn't know that. I don't know about Trumpy. Trumpy might be able to nuke someone. I'm not sure. But like I said, the system was designed to where you have to be down to DEFCON 2. And even then NORAD can still send a self-destruct signal to the missiles. So realistically, the president can't do it. Like I say, what happened was Jimmy Carter took over the Vatican, and Nixon took over the White House, and basically they just shot their way in. And then they're playing this game with people, and they didn't even know that the Germans had built everything. So they're just lying a lot. So basically, Jimmy Carter was in the Vatican, Richard Nixon was in the White House, and realistically, they didn't have any real power. They could just say things, post videos, and mostly just take credit for everything Germany was doing, or Ireland. A lot of people thought that the American government, that the White House had all this power or whatever, and realistically, they were just torturing Germans and torturing Chinese people. Like I said, the White House used to have a guarding staff. Basically, JFK or someone, they couldn't actually nuke or destroy anything, so basically they just tortured the gardening staff that was at the White House. They tortured all the Germans and all the Chinese there, and then after that, they were just having girls come to the White House, giving them drugs and stuff. They're having them, but they're having them come through the dock entrance. Like I said, there's a mine that goes all the way up into the White House and always past the White House, and all the way to the Washington D.C. building. And basically, they just go in there and have sex in the courthouse, in the Washington D.C. courthouse, and stuff like that, and run around and do drugs and stuff. And basically, it's just JFK and Nixon or whatever. And basically, some of the girls had gone missing, or showing up dead, and so a bunch of people were wondering why. And there were one or two reporters that actually went in the front door of the White House, so people had known that they went in there, and then they were found dead in a ditch somewhere. So and Nixon just said they must have gone out the back door. So, or someone. Anyway, all the people in the White House, like I said, I knew about the secret passageways in the White House and stuff like that. There's a lot of buildings with secret passageways that go down to the mine shafts. So anyway, there's a lot of mining shafts everywhere. So anyway, they were just trying to say that all these buildings didn't have any secret passageways or anything like that, and people were disappearing into them. They're basically just raping the women, killing them. Like I said, what they would do in this one place is that they would give everybody GHB or everybody drugs in this one religious cathedral, and then they would have a girl go to confession, and then the back door would open up and the girl would go in and they would give her GHB and then they would have sex with her. This was JFK, Nixon, and Jimmy Carter, and they were doing all these little stupid games with people. Like I said, they're not really churches; they're just old factories. So, anyway, yeah. Yeah, they're just lying to everyone. So, anyway, yeah. You need money to buy drugs. Anyway, that was the problem, is they couldn't get the resources for the drugs. Even the Mexicans. It takes some fair amount of what's called. And that's what the Hells Angels were doing, was they were going around and stealing the stuff that you need for methamphetamine. It's this particular chemical. And eventually I outlawed it or something like that, or put tracking numbers on the barrels so I could track where they were going. So anyway, people didn't know about it. And then somebody put a bomb in one. Or something like that. If it left the warehouse, it would explode. Because we had a doggy fence. Ruff, 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 ruff. And then they took the barrel out. Boom! The barrel was loaded with explosive and a transmitter. But somebody had told them, the people at the warehouse knew that barrel had an explosive inside of it. And if you happened to take that barrel out, it would blow up. Anyway, eventually some idiots robbed the place, and I think it took the barrel. I don't really know. It went boom. So anyway, a bunch of my people were doing all kinds of stuff to fuck with people. Because, we didn't like getting robbed. So, anyway. But yeah, it's a true story. Anyway, yeah, there's a bunch of shit that was going on. So anyway, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm not a thief.